Welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and drop a like. Cameroon's cultural and geographical diversity is so immense that it has earned the nickname, Africa in miniature. This is because the country features almost every type of landscape found across the African continent, including vast savannas, arid deserts, pristine beaches, dense jungles, and towering mountains. Stay with me as we explore life in Cameroon and uncover some fascinating facts about this incredible country. Geography and location. Cameroon is situated in Central Africa and covers a moderate-sized territory of approximately 179,768 square miles, 465,000 square kilometers. It shares borders with several countries: the Republic of Congo, Equatorial Guinea, and Gabon to the south, the Central African Republic to the east, Chad to the north, and Nigeria to the northwest. To the west, its coastline meets the Bight of Biafra, a part of the Gulf of Guinea in the Atlantic Ocean. Natural landscapes and wildlife. Cameroon is home to vast tropical forests, which cover nearly 40% of its land. The country boasts 19 national parks, including some of the most ecologically diverse in Africa, such as Bakosi National Park, Lobeke National Park, Baza National Park, Benue National Park, Faro National Park. While the lion is recognized as Cameroon's national animal, the country is teeming with wildlife. Among its inhabitants are Nile crocodiles, hippos, numerous snake species, chimpanzees, gorillas, elephants, African wild dogs, baboons, and countless other species. One of Cameroon's most remarkable natural areas is Korup National Park, considered one of the oldest and richest rainforests in Africa. Spanning 486 square miles, 1,260 square kilometers, this pristine ecosystem has remained largely untouched by human activity. It is one of the most accessible national parks in the country, offering tourist accommodations and several key sites to explore. Visitors come here for birdwatching, hiking, and the opportunity to observe primates in their natural habitat. The plight of African elephants. Cameroon is home to an estimated 6,500 African elephants, one of the largest populations on the continent. However, this number has declined drastically. In 2010, there were around 21,000. Elephants in Cameroon face two major threats: poaching and habitat loss. In places like Ding Ding National Park and the Jaw Wildlife Reserve, illegal hunting is a significant issue. Every year, at least 20,000 African elephants are killed for their ivory, with much of the illegal trade historically linked to China, where ivory has long been a symbol of wealth and social status. Although China officially banned the ivory trade in 2017, illegal trafficking persists. Additionally, as human settlements expand, elephants often venture into villages in search of food, sometimes causing destruction to homes and crops. In response, locals may attack them in self-defense, further endangering their population. Endangered gorillas. Cameroon is also home to two critically endangered gorilla species: the cross-river gorilla, Gorilla dili, the rarest and most at-risk primate species in the world. Only 200 to 300 individuals remain in the wild. The western gorilla, a slightly more numerous species, with approximately 95,000 individuals left worldwide. Found not only in Cameroon but also in neighboring countries like Equatorial Guinea, Gabon, the Republic of Congo, and the Central African Republic. Like elephants, gorillas are heavily threatened by poaching and habitat destruction. The endangered pangolin. Another species in critical danger in Cameroon is the pangolin, a small, scaly mammal known for its ability to curl into a ball when threatened. Cameroon is home to three types of pangolins: the giant pangolin, the tree pangolin, the long-tailed pangolin. Pangolins are the most trafficked mammals in the world, And while there are no exact statistics on their population in Cameroon, local reports suggest their numbers have dropped drastically. Once commonly seen in forests and jungles, they are now a rare sight. Initially, they were hunted for local consumption, but since 2008, demand from Asian markets has skyrocketed, leading to a surge in illegal trade. Endangered species and wildlife threats. According to the International Union for Conservation of Nature's IUCN Red List, Cameroon is home to approximately 630 species classified as threatened within its borders. In most cases, their declining numbers are due to illegal wildlife trade and unregulated hunting, a crisis that mirrors the struggles faced by many other African nations. Poaching, deforestation, and habitat destruction have put immense pressure on the country's diverse ecosystems. While conservation efforts exist, enforcement remains a challenge, and wildlife continues to disappear at an alarming rate. Poverty and humanitarian crises. Despite its natural wealth, about 40% of Cameroonians live in poverty. The country is grappling with three major humanitarian crises that have severely affected its population: the conflict in the Lake Chad region, the separatist crisis in the northwest and southwest regions, the refugee crisis caused by instability in the Central African Republic. By 2022, an estimated 3.9 million people in Cameroon required humanitarian assistance. Many depend on international aid to survive. More than 70% of Cameroonians rely on agriculture as their primary source of income. However, this sector is highly vulnerable to climate change, extreme weather events, and water shortages. Cameroon is part of the Congo Basin, also called Africa's lungs, because of its vast tropical forests. These forests have traditionally provided food and resources for local communities, but deforestation is reducing their size at an alarming rate, directly impacting both people and wildlife. Cameroon's volcanic lakes and deadly gas disasters. Some of Cameroon's most unique and dangerous natural features lie in its hydrography, particularly its explosive lakes. In the past, these lakes have experienced deadly gas releases due to carbon dioxide, CO, accumulation from the Earth's mantle in their depths. When released, this gas can suffocate entire communities. Lake Manoum, 1984. A sudden release of toxic gas killed 37 people. Lake Nyos, 1986. A catastrophic gas eruption killed thousands of people and livestock, making it one of the deadliest natural disasters in African history. Lake Cook, 2022. A sudden chemical change in the water's composition altered its color and smell, raising fears of a future disaster. These lakes are located in volcanic regions, where trapped gases can escape without warning, turning the surrounding air lethal for both humans and animals. Mount Cameroon, a volcanic giant. Adding to Cameroon's geological volatility is Mount Cameroon, also known as Mount Fako. Standing at 13,255 feet, 4,040 meters, it is the country's highest peak and one of Africa's most active volcanoes. Its most recent eruption occurred in 2012, but history records major eruptions on March 28, 1999, and May 28, 2000. Scientists continue to monitor the mountain closely, as future eruptions remain a possibility. One of the rainiest places on Earth, Dibunsha. In southwestern Cameroon lies Dibunsha, a small village that ranks among the top 5 rainiest places on the planet. It receives an astonishing 10,000 millimeters, 394 inches, of rainfall annually. This extreme weather pattern is due to its proximity to the equator, which creates a warm and humid climate year-round. The geography of Mount Cameroon, which traps rain-heavy clouds over the village, preventing moisture from dispersing. This phenomenon makes Dibunsha one of the wettest inhabited locations in the world. The deserts of northern Cameroon. While much of Cameroon is covered in lush forests, the far north of the country is a stark contrast. This region is part of the Sahel, a semi-arid belt that borders the Sahara Desert. The Sahel extends across multiple African countries, including Chad and Nigeria. Here, the land is characterized by severe droughts, extremely dry and infertile soils, limited vegetation and extreme temperatures. This harsh climate poses significant challenges for communities living in the region, as access to water and fertile land is scarce. Cameroon's savanna, a bridge between nations. Between the central and northern regions of Cameroon lies an expansive savanna ecosystem, covered in shrubs and grasses. This area serves as a natural connection between Nigeria and Chad. Rainfall here is minimal. Temperatures remain consistently warm to hot. The region is classified as part of the East Sudan savanna ecoregion despite its dry conditions. This ecosystem supports a range of wildlife, nomadic herders, and farming communities that have adapted to its environment over centuries. Cameroon, the only country named after a crustacean. Did you know that Cameroon is the only country in the world named after a crustacean? The name originates from Portuguese explorer Fernando Po, who arrived on the Cameroonian coast in 1472. As he explored the Wari River, he noticed an abundance of shrimp and named the waterway Rio dos Camaros, which translates to River of Shrimps. Over time, this name evolved into Cameroon. The capital and major cities of Cameroon. The capital of Cameroon is Yaoundé, a bustling city with a population of around 4 million people. It is often referred to as the City of Seven Hills, due to its unique landscape. Yaoundé plays an essential role in Cameroon's economy, particularly in coffee and cocoa production. It is also home to factories that produce cigarettes, timber, beer, clay products, and various other goods. The city has a tropical climate that is both humid and dry, with temperatures ranging from a high of 36 degrees Celsius, 97 degrees Fahrenheit, to a low of 14 degrees Celsius, 57 degrees Fahrenheit. Another major city is Douala, located along the Atlantic Ocean in the western part of the country. It serves as Cameroon's economic center and is home to the largest port in Central Africa, the country's main international airport. With its strategic coastal location, Douala plays a crucial role in trade and industry, making it the financial hub of Cameroon. The influence of colonial history. Cameroon's cultural diversity is not solely due to its indigenous populations. It has also been shaped by its colonial past. In 1472, Portuguese explorers arrived, establishing sugar plantations and participating in the transatlantic slave trade. In 1884, Cameroon came under German rule following the intervention of explorer Gustav Nachtigal. The Germans focused on developing plantations and road infrastructure, improving the region's economy. After World War I, 1914 to 1918, Germany lost control of the territory, and Cameroon was divided between France and Britain. Cameroon gained full independence from France in 1960, while in 1961, a referendum determined the fate of British-controlled areas. The result: Southern Cameroon voted to join the Republic of Cameroon. Northern Cameroon chose to become part of Nigeria. This colonial history continues to influence Cameroon's cultural, political, and linguistic landscape. He resigned in 1982. The internet and mobile services are less restricted, providing an alternative platform for free expression. Despite improvements, journalism in Cameroon still faces significant challenges, especially when covering political issues or conflicts. Cameroon's coastline in Ambazonia. Cameroon's coastline stretches 250 miles, 402 kilometers, along the Atlantic Ocean. The northern part of this coastal region is known as Ambazonia, a term associated with the English-speaking areas of Cameroon that have sought greater autonomy. Several key cities along the coast include Bouya, an English-speaking city with a humid climate and a rich colonial history; Douala, the economic powerhouse of the country, located near the coast; Kumba, the main commercial center for the English-speaking population in Cameroon. Limba, another English-speaking city known for its beautiful beaches and oil refinery industry. The Amazonian conflict, an ongoing struggle for independence by separatist groups in the region, has caused tensions and violence in these areas. The world's largest frog lives in Cameroon. Cameroon is home to the largest frog in the world, the Goliath frog, Conroe Goliath. This massive amphibian can grow up to 13.4 inches, 34 centimeters, long way up to 6.6 pounds, 3 kilograms, leap nearly 10 feet, 3 meters, in a single jump lay up to 10,000 eggs during its lifetime. Despite its impressive size, the Goliath frog is classified as a threatened species due to habitat destruction and hunting for the exotic pet trade. If conservation efforts are not strengthened, it risks disappearing in the near future. Cameroon's butterfly wonderland. With its diverse ecosystems, Cameroon is a paradise for butterfly enthusiasts. The country is home to over 1,000 butterfly species, representing more than a quarter of all butterfly species found in Africa. To be precise, 1,593 butterfly species have been officially studied in Cameroon. 110 species are endemic, meaning they exist nowhere else in the world. If you ever visit Cameroon's forests and jungles, butterfly watching can be a fun and fascinating activity. With so many species, you'll never run out of new ones to discover. Important things to know before visiting Cameroon. Before traveling to Cameroon, here are some important things to keep in mind. Languages. The country has 2 official languages, French and English, but most people speak local indigenous languages. Currency. The Central African CFA franc, XAF, is the official currency. Climate. The weather varies by region, humid and tropical in the south, arid and hot in the north. Wildlife. Be cautious in national parks. While amazing for wildlife viewing, encounters with dangerous animals like elephants, crocodiles, and snakes can happen. Cultural etiquette. Cameroonians are known for their hospitality, but respecting local traditions and customs is essential. Important things to know before visiting Cameroon. If you're planning a trip to Cameroon, there are several key factors to consider to ensure a safe and enjoyable experience. Road safety. Traffic signs and speed limits are rarely posted, and most drivers ignore traffic rules. Be prepared for poorly maintained roads, reckless drivers, and animals crossing unexpectedly. Many vehicles are not in good condition, which increases accident risks. If you rent a car, drive cautiously and avoid excessive speed. Travel documents. Always carry your passport and visa, as security personnel frequently conduct road inspections. Cameroon is not considered safe in many rural areas, so always be aware of your surroundings. Crossing borders by road. Traveling from Cameroon to neighboring countries by land is risky. If you decide to do so, prepare essential supplies. Fuel for long distances, enough food and water for several days, a reliable phone or communication device, avoiding crime. Do not display cash or valuables in public. Avoid walking alone, especially at night. Stay away from high crime areas in major cities. Be discreet with your clothing and behavior to avoid drawing attention. Water safety. Avoid swimming in non-coastal rivers and lakes, as they may have dangerous currents or toxic chemical compositions. Be aware of dangerous wildlife, including hippos and Nile crocodiles, which inhabit many of Cameroon's water bodies. Culture and customs in Cameroon. Cameroonians are known for their warm hospitality, and respecting their customs will help you have a positive experience. Greeting etiquette. Always greet people when meeting them. Not greeting someone is considered rude. Start by greeting older individuals first, as respect for elders is deeply ingrained in Cameroonian culture. When greeting elders, it is polite to bow your head slightly and avoid direct eye contact at that moment. Right hand rule. Cameroonians traditionally use their right hand for handshakes, eating, and giving or receiving items. The left hand is considered unclean, so avoid using it when interacting with others. If you're left-handed, try to use your right hand when in public, or perform certain actions privately. Respecting hierarchy. Cameroon is a hierarchical society, and elders are granted certain privileges and courtesies. Always allow older people to enter or exit a place first and offer them your seat if none are available. Addressing people. Avoid calling Cameroonians by their first name in public, as it may be seen as disrespectful. Instead, use titles or formal greetings when addressing someone, especially in a professional or social setting. Important note for LGBT travelers. If you are a member of the LGBT community, it is important to know that Cameroon is not a safe destination. Same-sex relationships are illegal and can result in up to 5 years in prison. Discrimination against the LGBT community is widespread, and there are no legal protections for LGBT individuals. Public displays of affection or activism related to LGBT rights could lead to serious consequences. For safety reasons, it is strongly advised that LGBT travelers exercise extreme caution or consider other destinations. The national flag of Cameroon. Cameroon's flag consists of 3 vertical stripes in green, red, and yellow, colors commonly associated with the African continent. Each color has its own meaning. Green represents Cameroon's forests and rich vegetation. Red symbolizes unity and independence. Yellow stands for the sun and the savannas of the north. The yellow star in the center represents national unity. Cameroon's diverse ethnic groups and languages. Cameroon is home to more than 240 ethnic groups, categorized into 3 main groups: Bantu, Semi-Bantu, Sudanese. Due to this diversity, over 240 local languages are spoken across the country. However, the official languages are French and English, a legacy of its colonial history. French is the dominant language, spoken by over 80% of the population. English is mainly spoken in the Anglophone regions. Cameroon's population and health challenges. Cameroon has a population of approximately 27 million people, with a very young demographic. The median age is just 19 years, and the fertility rate is nearly 5 children per woman. Life expectancy is 60 years, which, while low by Western standards, has significantly improved compared to 37 years in 1950. However, serious health challenges remain. Malaria is the leading cause of death, as the entire population is exposed to the disease. HIV/AIDS is another major issue, with an estimated 500,000 children infected in the country. 26. Ambazonia, a contested territory. Ambazonia is a separatist region in Cameroon that declared independence on October 1, 2017, calling itself the Federal Republic of Ambazonia. It is home to the English-speaking, Anglophone, community. However, no country has recognized its independence, and it remains a disputed region within Cameroon. Religion in Cameroon. Cameroon is a religiously diverse country, with Christianity being the dominant faith. 70% of Cameroonians are Christian. 20% are Muslim. 10% follow traditional beliefs or are non-religious. The myth of Mount Cameroon. Some Cameroonians believe that Mount Cameroon, the country's tallest mountain, is home to powerful ancestral spirits. According to legend, a mountain god lives inside and causes earthquakes and volcanic eruptions when angered. Music and dance in Cameroon. Music and dance play a major role in Cameroonian culture. They are often part of festivals, ceremonies, and religious rituals. Men and women usually dance separately. If both genders participate in a dance, they must perform together. It is not allowed for only one gender to take part. The 2 most popular music genres in Cameroon are Akasa, a style featuring strong bass rhythms and brass instruments. Bikutsi, a more danceable genre with a fast-paced rhythm. Traditional clothing in Cameroon. There is no single national dress in Cameroon due to its cultural diversity. Clothing styles are influenced by climate, ethnicity, and religion. In urban areas, modern and traditional elements are often mixed in daily fashion. Each region has its own distinctive attire, showcasing the country's rich cultural heritage. Cameroonian handicrafts and art. Handicrafts in Cameroon serve three main purposes: commercial, sold in markets and for tourism; decorative, used in homes and cultural centers; religious, created for spiritual and traditional ceremonies. Common materials include wood, clay, gourds, leather, and embroidery. Art in Cameroon is often colorful and highly original. Contemporary artists in Cameroon mostly work independently or are supported by private cultural organizations. The national dish, ndole. Ndole is Cameroon's national dish, a rich peanut-based stew made with spinach and bitter leaves, aromatic spices, shrimp, dried fish, or ground meat. It is a staple meal enjoyed across the country and is often served with rice or plantains. The Indomitable Lions, Cameroon's soccer team. Cameroon's national football team, the Indomitable Lions, is one of Africa's strongest teams. They have participated in the FIFA World Cup 5 times. In 1990, they became the first African team to reach the quarterfinals. They won gold at the 2000 Sydney Olympics. They have won the African Cup of Nations 4 times. Cameroon has produced world-class players, including Samuel Eto'o, Roger Milla, and Patrick Mboma. Cameroon's economy and development. Cameroon has a moderately developed economy compared to many other African nations. It is one of sub-Saharan Africa's largest exporters. However, income inequality is high, and the business environment remains challenging. Agriculture in Cameroon. Cameroon has a strong agricultural sector, producing large quantities of bananas, Musa, third largest producer in the world, approximately 4 million tons per year. Taro, a root vegetable similar to cassava, 2 million tons per year. Cocoa, fifth largest producer worldwide, approximately 307,000 tons per year. Palm oil, 2.6 million tons per year. Yams, 674,000 tons per year. Agriculture remains a major employer and economic driver in the country. Cameroon's oil industry. Since 1977, Cameroon has been developing its oil industry. However, the government keeps much of the information secret. During boom periods, large revenues have been collected, but it is unclear how much is saved for future economic stability. Thank you for watching my video. If you did, please give it a like and consider subscribing to the channel to see more content like this. Also, feel free to check out my other videos. I'm sure you'll find something you'll love.